This country was built on slavery, which means slaves built this country.
Tilled this land from sea to sea to sea. First there was rice, tobacco, sugar cane.
Then Whitney did his thing and cotton became king.
And we were its soldiers,
4 million strong,
fighting for America's freedoms, even though we remained America's slaves.
Built this country.
This video is brought to you by The Officer Tatum Store. The Officer Tatum Store. Listen, I changed it. All you got to do is put Tatum Store in there. Make it shorter. Make it sweeter for you. Let's talk about the stuff that we have on the store today. You can get my book. If you use discount code GODFIRST, you get 20% off the entire store. That's including my book, signed copy. If you don't want the signed copy, you get it for $18. We got them there. I will sign them on the spot, and we will send them to you. Also, our signature merch is off the chain. You're going to find nothing better than our signature jacket. This is the coldest jacket in the game. You can get it. We got all of our new products here, our noggin hats, all of these new products, all our best sellers. We got stuff on clearance rack. Some of these things were your all-time favorite. We got them on clearance rack for you. Also, you can click. You got women's, you got men's. Here's one thing I want to tell you guys before I get off of this is that we have exclusive discounts. So if you are in the military, active or veteran, or you are dependent of somebody in the military, police officer, firefighter, EMS, if you work at the hospital, doctor, nurses, medical staff, teachers, whether you're pre-K through pre-K, K through 12, or professor, we got you covered. Student, senior, 55 and older, we got you covered. Commercial drivers, CDL drivers, we got you covered. And also, if you're a disabled, meaning that you're on a fixed income, you have a disability check, you're on low income, EBT, we give you 30% off the store. As long as you in the position you in, when you recover, you can get off the 30%. 30% off the entire store. Go to exclusive discounts, click on it, and we got you covered. Like and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell so you get notifications anytime I go live, make a video. Make sure you still subscribe to this channel. Like this video, comment on the video, share this video. Let's get into this. Ladies and gentlemen, ladies, welcome back to the Officer Tatum Show. I saw this clip last night, actually, and I showed my wife, and she cussed. I'm going to be honest, she cussed. Me and her both could not believe what we saw from this Disney Plus kids show. It baffles me at the level of propaganda that they push to young children in an effort to revive racism in America. I believe that racism is dead. Or let me say it like this, because people may not understand the concept of dead. I believe that racism is on life support. It's gurgling. It's doing a death gurgle. But for some reason, people are trying to hook them up to the ventilator and everything. They literally trying to revive racism in our country, and it's dying. And they can't do it with adults because adults are old enough to understand where we were and where we are today, and that's a different perspective. But they want to do it for the kids. Let me play this clip of literally CRT propaganda pushed in a cartoon from Disney. Roll the clip.
This country was built on slavery, which means
Slaves built this country.
Tilled this land from sea to sea to sea. First there was rice, tobacco, sugar cane.
Then Whitney did his thing and cotton became king.
And we were its soldiers,
4 million strong,
fighting for America's freedoms, even though we remained America's slaves.
Built this country. The descendants of slaves continue to build it. Slaves built this country.
And we, the descendants of slaves in America, have earned reparations for their suffering.
And continue to earn reparations every moment we spend submerged in the systemic prejudice, racism, and
white supremacy that America was founded with and still has not atoned for. Slaves built this country.
Not only field hands, but carpenters, masons,
blacksmiths, musicians,
inventors built cities from Jamestown to New Orleans to Banneker, Washington.
40 acres and a mule.
We'll take the 40 acres, keep the mule. We made your families rich.
From the Southern plantation heirs
to the Northern bankers
to the New England ship owners,
the founding fathers,
former presidents,
current senators,
the Illuminati, the New World Order.
Slaves built this country.
We had Tubman,
Turner,
Frederick D.
Didn't they say Lincoln freed the slaves?
But slaves were men.
And women.
And only we can free ourselves.
Emancipation is not freedom.
Jim Crow, segregation, redlining, public schools feeding private prisons, where we become slaves again.
As we celebrate Juneteenth
For the umpteenth time.
our account is still outstanding.
Cause this country was built on slavery, which means slaves built this country.
And we demand our 40 acres and a mule.
Bump that!
You can keep the mule.
Keep the 40.
We're taking our freedom.
Now, you wonder why young black kids that subscribe to this and parents are I want to say dumb, but I'm not going to call them dumb and falling behind in this country. I'm not going to call them that and say that they're doing that. But you wonder why it still goes on today, because of the propaganda that they're teaching. It's weird to me, because as a Christian, the thing is that they literally only talk about black people during slavery. Like, what happened to all the black people in between that have been able to accomplish tremendous things in this country? They always got to go all the way back. Everything black people talk about is slavery. I'm wondering, 200 years from now, will black people still be complaining about slavery? Because last time I checked, and this is just a fact, white people ain't a threat to black people like black people are. All you got to do is go to any inner city community. Who's killing black people in the inner city? It's black people. What else is killing black people? Ignorance. Eating poor diets. And if you see, the cartoon had the little girls leading and the little boy was a little coward in the back, pumping his fist every time they gave him a chance to talk. It's building up an ideology in a society where it's raised by women. And that's not a society that functions. A society that functions is having a strong father, a male, that's the leader of the household. And obviously a wife that is supportive of the husband, and the husband is supportive of the wife. And as a family together, they build something that's special. But they want it to be the matriarchy. I think it's matriarchy. They want it to be the matriarchy. They want the women. Women are so empowered and all this other stuff. And the little boy down there looking like a punk. And this is what they want our society to become. Black people are so far past slavery, it ain't funny. We all so mixed up. We don't know who from. How do I know I'm a descendant from slaves? How? I looked up my family tree. I got white people in my family tree. Well, how do I know that I'm a descendant from slaves? Because of my skin color? Then you got light-skinned black people talking about fight the power. You half white right now. Not generations ago. Right now, your mama was white. And you oppressed. Wait a minute, bruh. Your oppression should cancel out. Because if you're oppressed because you're black and white privilege exists, then that means your stuff canceled out. You start at ground zero. No, they the main ones. Main ones pumping their fists, confused. It is troubling to me. And I feel like I'm the one crying in the wilderness about the truth. We gotta stop doing this. If we want our young people to grow up with any level of confidence to achieve all that God has planned for them, you gotta stop being a victim. It's like black people exploded in success after slavery. And then it's like we went up and then we going back down. Martin Luther King was fighting for civil rights, and now we fighting for a man who lost his legs, but he could hobble around and stab people to death. Nearly. The one guy's in critical condition. He could die. He's stabbing people and threatening cops with a knife. They shoot him. They out protesting. But then Sakaria Turner gets murdered by two thugs who happen to be black, and they don't say nothing, man. She had $14,000 in her account on her GoFundMe. $14,000. These thugs get millions. Nobody cares when a black kill a black. And I say nobody. Obviously, I'm generalizing. I care. It's sad when I see that. It's sad when I see black people just destroy their own communities. It's sad to me. It's sad when I left the black community, when I went to college and I realized we are doing this all wrong. And nobody's going to tell us that we're doing it wrong. They're just going to let us be stupid and let us keep blaming the white man and being the victim, let us glorify being uneducated, glorify sports and entertainment, but we don't seek to achieve anything else because nobody's telling us about nothing else. We don't believe we can be doctors and lawyers growing up. Not all of us. Nobody's talking about that. Unless your parents are high achievers. Unless your parents have gotten out of the matrix. But for all the other young black kids growing up in these inner cities, you don't believe you could be a doctor. Nobody taught me. You too dumb. The white man ain't never gonna let you be a doctor. The white man ain't never gonna let you do this. This is what you taught when you were a young black man in America. Why don't they talk about that? Grandma is oppressing you, not the white man. Her issue she had from 60 years ago, 50 years ago, she done passed that generational trauma down to you, and you should not have that trauma. Because people fought that you may be free. People fought so you can vote. Good white people passed legislation so black people can have fairness in this country. If you're a man of God, a woman of God, and you believe in Christ, there's no way you can still be crying about slavery. I've forgiven them a long time ago. And I've forgiven the dirty black people who sold them. And you got to understand that God turned this mess into a success. I'm thankful that my forefather, my ancestors persevered and fought that I may have an opportunity to have freedom here. They didn't have what I have. Instead of me being and complaining all day, how about you get off your rear end and do something about it? Go get a job. Go start a business. I think I started like 5 businesses already. What's holding you back? It's just maybe I'm the crazy one. I'm always talking about black people, but I feel like black people are the main ones out here looking crazy.